IG, what up? And we are live on YouTube. We're going three streaming, three streaming, three streaming. Today is Monday, right? July 1st. Haiti Biz News Show, Monday to Friday, bringing you news that's going to keep you informed, engaged, and reacting in the most optimal way for your business, investment, and entrepreneurial activity, right? We have a real interesting news story today, and to be honest, I almost think I was going to be able to get on stream today. I had a couple of things I had to take care of, but had a little bit of window, so I just jumped into it. And on top of that, we have a real, critical piece of information that needs to be shared concerning what's happening Haitian agricultural players, right, from the subsistence folks all the way up to the all the way up onto the larger, more commercial farms and plants. There is a massive bug insect infestation happening right now, and it's affecting countless people in the central right now. Particularly, is focused right now on the Central Plateau, which is again truly the nerve center of Haiti's agricultural production. You have things being affected by, they're calling them, they come by different names. Army worms is sort of a technical term, but you and I can know them more as caterpillars, right? These little multi long sort of bunch of legs, and they like to eat leaves, the leaves part, right? But these variants not only eat leaves, but they also will burr into the maï, they'll burr into the pod of the pea, and even the pod of the peanut, and consume the peanuts inside, right? And that's bad, right? Because we have, peas are a very important staple of the Haitian diet. Peanuts also, pemamba, momba, as we call them, which is a very particular type of peanut butter. It usually has some spice in there very often, and mai, right? Mai, which we use just to eat, is just corn, and additionally mai in terms of mai moulin. We do basically like a porridge. It's like a corn porridge, right? That a lot of Haitians eat. Very important part of their breakfast and dinner, right? And these things are growing out of control. And the worst part is that these insects, they're pesticide resilient, right? And the more popular pesticides that have worked in the past are no longer working on these bugs, and that is incredibly bad. It is incredibly problematic, right? And additionally, too, we have another type of bug. We call these bugs bark beetles, right? We call these bugs bark beetles, and these beetles are able to get into the trees of papaya and pomegranate, and these are very much cash crops. In addition to being consumed in typically large amounts, right? And are destroying the entire tree, right? At least in the case of the army worms or the caterpillars, at least you still have the tree standing, right? You may have lose your crop for the season, but at least you have the entire tree standing. But for the bark beetles get right into the bark, and literally it's like a cancer, and they just consume the interior of the bark until the tree is dead and no longer functioning. And that is, as you can imagine, problematic, even more so. And these bark beetles are also insect resistant, right? And so you have a country already that is already pretty food insecure, and then you add the fact that you're getting now an attack of these insects. A lot of these farmers don't have access to the pesticides that could be more resilient, right? The pesticides that could potentially these bugs haven't built resilience against. They don't have access to because of cost, right? There's a big push right now for the Minister of Agriculture in Haiti to first off bring experts in to fully understand and study the issue. There has been that yet. And then on top of that, there is a push additionally to have them provide pesticides, subsidized to help these farmers combat this issue, right? Because again, when the staples I just listed are important for subsistence farmers, and additionally important for the resale market and what Haitians buy in the cities. So it's an effect that's going to ripple across the entire supply chain in the country, again, already that is very food insecure. So this should be all hands on deck opportunity for the government to step in. Now, in lieu of the government, there are other centers that are working to help with this issue. One center in particular is the Circa Cavege Development and Reflection Group, right? It's a combination of a Haitian and Spanish name. And they're working on not only analyzing the issue themselves, but also distributing small amounts of pesticides and other strategies to help combat this issue. And they're the ones who are really spreading the word right now of this crisis. But again, it should be something being led by a much larger, more organized entity, right? So I just jump right into the analysis part, right? And for a lot of us here looking to invest in a very important industry, an important sector of agriculture here, one of the things you have to think about as you're trying to get into it is, how do you prevent your crop from being lost? Combat that issue? How do we exactly combat, areas where you may, and each area is different, right? If your agriculture is in the south of Haiti, for example, Miagwan, or perhaps in the north of Haiti, closer to Cap Haitien, there's different bugs, there's different things you have to consider, right? And the cost associated with it, you have to consider. Now, Haiti being what it is, a lot of these farmers that you end up employing or partnering with will have a lot of local remedies, a lot of organic remedies that can help combat these bugs, right? Things they can do, certain counter plants they can put on the exterior to help with those bugs, right? A lot of very organic, natural processes to get at and prevent some bugs from happening. But we've had so far a few different episodes and interviews with actual farmers, Montcel being one, most recently Haitian Hillbilly being another. And when we speak with these folks, they say the same thing. They say that we for the most part, for 364 days of the year, we're able to hold back the bug infestation by natural means. But there's generally once a year we do have to use something less organic to get at some of these more aggressive bugs that we really can't allow natural processes to just whittle down, right? And so that's certainly something that has to be a part of how you engage agriculture in Haiti, right? There's minimal use because of the extensive experience and capacity and necessity of local farmers to do without pesticides. But there will be at least once a year where you have to get at some of these more aggressive bugs. For example, as we're seeing here with these army worms and bark beetles, right? The second analysis we want to provide here is the fact that there is an opportunity here for the right entrepreneur to, because you see a lot in Haiti. You call them dipples, right? Dipples are what? You have these diaspora who are bringing in products, X, Y, and Z. They stuff them in a little room off the side of the road. They paint dimple on the side of it, and then folks buy different materials from there, right? And the most common dimple is hardware related, right? Where you folks can usually buy sacks of cement, nails, steel rods, etc., to help with the building of their home or building of whatever it may be that they're working on. That's probably, they call them also, I'm going to butcher this word, so excuse me, Quin Castilleria, right? Which is a Spanish word for hardware store, in effect. And so you see a lot of them, right? How fantastic would it be if the right entrepreneur, knowing that there is a massive deficiency in these sort of pesticides, to create in countrysides or near enough to countrysides, dipples to help combat, and stock pesticides, in addition to other things that are really important for a farmer, right? From shovels to plows to, you name, you name it, things to fix a tractor, different things of that sort. I don't believe that's too common, right? I believe that, many of these farmers are having to move or travel to the city to buy these items, and in months down the road, because traveling to the city is an expensive endeavor, buy them in the city and then bring them back. So there is a massive opportunity, even if you want to get your hands dirty, right? In agriculture, there's a massive opportunity to potentially provide dipples to help facilitate agriculture in the countrysides outside of the main city, right? So that's another piece of analysis I want to leave to you, that this news, hopefully can drop that idea that there is, wherever there's a problem, there's a solution, and the solution, if done correctly, through an entrepreneurial sense, can maintain and sustain long after the crisis is over, right? Which is why we're not big fans of charity on this channel, right? So that's the news. That's how we like to talk about it. I do appreciate the folks who came on, who watched the actual live. I'm always looking for comments. No comments today. I guess the topic is very specialized, so I get it. It's all good. But we're here Monday through Friday. I think this week is going to be probably more lives than anything, because we are trying to get an episode out. We had a fantastic opportunity this weekend to go to Pharmatrix, one of the country's best pharmaceutical companies, and we're working on putting that package together, and hopefully we can drop that later this week. So look out for it. And so while we're working on that, I'm probably going to be focused more on lives, so we can just focus on that aspect. And then hopefully later on in the week, then we can provide you guys an actual, the actual traditional Haiti Biz show as you're used to. And something else I want to kind of allude to is that I'm going to be stateside next week. And I'm thinking about doing a sort of meetup, because I'll be in Florida, in particular, South Florida. So anyone who's watching me in South Florida and wants this to happen, send me a little message, drop a little comment, make me think this might be something worth doing if people will actually show up to. Let me know. Is this something that I should do? A little meetup somewhere, maybe a Haitian restaurant, and we do a little meetup, just something to think about, something to ponder. I'm leaning towards doing it, but we'll see, depending on what sort of feedbacks I get. I'll keep dropping a reminder for feedback and comments on that. All right, well, that's it. You know what to do, guys. Hit that subscribe button, hit that notification, right? Hit that share, and of course, if you came in late, wait a couple minutes and you'll be able to rewatch it from the beginning, because it's a very important topic that you really need to, know what's going on, and some of the ideas and remedies that we talked about live on stream to help combat, right? Help combat in long term, not just Band-Aid patchwork, right? So until we're back at it again, guys, we're back at it again. Peace.